So here's the 05 LLY in all her glory. And this is the update video I said I'd do, because that's just sitting down here, not doing much anymore these days. She's at the end of her road. You know, and you can do that with the whole rocker panel. There's not much more you can do. And it's not just that, but underneath this, you can see this has been painted. Dad had to paint that. He tried to do some paint correction on it, but he said he pulled up the trim and it was just rotten underneath there. The bottoms of the doors are rotting on the inside. So, whoops. Helps if I actually get it on camera, but she's getting really freaking crusty. Oh. You know, the bed looks pretty dang good. A little bit of paint chip there, but you get up on the backside, if I can do it. Get up on the backside, and there's just some nastiness back up in there. Frame ain't too bad. He's tried to paint it once, so it's not too terribly bad. It could be better. And then you do some sandblasting, painting it, rust converting, it'll turn out alright. I mean, it's just rotten all the way around. It's got 4 years in New York rust, and it's got the rest of the years from 05 of Minnesota salt. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. The bars are stainless. Those are going to go on Dad's new 06 LLY. And yeah, I would like to try and salvage those. Obviously they're plastic, so they're not going to have any bodily harm, but I'd probably either use these on the red truck, the LB7, or on the black truck. I haven't decided. Just have them repainted. That probably wouldn't be too bad. I'd like some color matched fender flares. But I've started pulling the interior just a little bit. I use the window regulator. It's all taped up. The mirrors are freaking shot, though. I mean, go down the road and it's like this, you know, and you can't see anything out of them. She's had her day, and you know, she's got 280-some thousand miles on the clock, which for a Minnesota truck, I guess, is pretty good. Minnesota, New York, so she's gone the miles. She's done her time, and she's just wee bit tired. The one good thing out of this truck, we can say we've had 100% zero issues with, is the transmission, the transfer case, the rear diff, the front diff. The front diff, he had the bearings and the seals replaced not too long ago, so that's going to go in there. I'm pulling the fuel tank today. The transmission, though, 285,000 miles. And it still shifts like it's brand new off the lot. And the fluid wasn't changed until 200 and some thousand miles. We got this truck and it had about 85,000, 87,000 miles on it. That was an 08. So, and it's been running a Bully Dog power pup tuner the whole time on stage 2 for the most part, and then we bumped it up to stage 3 finally for the rest of its life, which was probably about, it was 2011. 2011 it went on stage 3 and it stayed there, which is the 90 horsepower tune, which is just a frickin' monster. I mean, it's just absolutely fun to drive. And but she's got head studs. Dad overheated this engine. There's nothing wrong with the engine internally. It pumps out amazing oil pressure still. That was the complaint with his old engine. We did an engine swap. If you haven't seen, I don't know if I did a video saying that we did an engine swap, but my LLY head gasket fire up video, it was on the new engine. We did head studs, we did EGR delete, we did downpipe, we did driver's manifold. We did the entire delete on this thing. And it ran like a dream after that. And then one of the coolant hoses for the plastic fittings on the firewall to the heater core blew off while he was going down the freeway, and blew coolant everywhere. By the time he realized what was happening, his temp gauge went kaping. So, but he pulled over, shut it off as quick as he could. So that cracked the head or something. It's blowing coolant out the overflow again. As if it's got a blown head gasket. So it's got head gasket problem or something, head problem. We're gonna put new heads on. Take the heads off, have them checked. If they're bad, one's bad, whatever, we'll source some new heads. We'll put the studs back on and all that good stuff, and it's to be EGR deleted. I mean, the truck runs flawlessly right now, other than the coolant blowing issue. It doesn't overheat. It is perfectly fine. It runs and drives awesome. It does need new injectors, so that's the biggest thing. These are the original injectors to the truck, 285,000 miles. I can't speak for the balance rates, but when you start it up, it's really loud and clattery. Then it quiets down a little bit, but as soon as you hit the gas, it's just clatter through the roof. But it's still frickin' moves. I tell you, this truck was a bullet, and it had a fiberglass topper with a steel bed slide in it, full of carpenter's tools, and I mean, this thing was just always weighted down, and it was still a frickin' rocket. Oh, I just can't, I can't speak for how fast this truck was. You just watch that speedo just do that number. It was just a monster on that stage 3, and they had a stage 4 for Bully Dog, and it was locked, and you could get it unlocked, but you needed the gauges just to be safe. So but a lot of parts on here are going to get reused. Like I said, the Nerf bars, the front diff, the rear diff, those are all, the bars aren't going on Dad's truck, but the front diff, rear diff, possibly the transfer case, and the fuel tank are all going on that truck for now. And because he just did rear bearings and seals on the axle, so on both sides. So that's going to go on here because this one's wore out after 350-some thousand miles. They did not take care of it. The rear diff actually, the locker part of it actually works really well still. I think this one, he changed the fluid. I don't know if this even, I don't think it works very good because we were stuck in, snow that was halfway up the tire, and it was just one wheel there, one wheel up front. Locker didn't even try to do anything on this. So, I don't know. Well, we're going to have to add some additive in there or something. See how that goes. But that's where I pulled the intake out of this one. The batteries are junk. I'm probably going to take them out today. So I can get, $10 a piece for them up at O'Reilly's. They're deader than a doornail. We have to jump it every single time, and it's just those batteries just suck so much life out of your jumping it and everything. It just makes it, trying to jump start the thing takes 25 minutes. It's just ridiculous. But a lot of stuff's going to get reused. I had originally contemplated and considered buying this truck from Dad for cheap. He said he wanted $4,000 for it. I was like, yeah, man, I want to buy it. I want a crew cab. Oh, I want to fix it up, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? When you're looking at it at the end of the day, you could probably get away with doing rockers on it. But at the same time, then you got to have the bed done. And there's other areas of the bed. When you look in the wheel wells, it might be covered in snow. I mean, they are. And there's rust everywhere you look. And then you got rust on the doors. You got to do door bottoms, skins, whatever. And the money just adds up. And you could probably source new doors for it. And this charcoal color is kind of hard, but it just adds up at the end of the day, and it's not financially worth it. Unless I was going to keep the truck. It's just like this truck. This truck was going to be, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to get it going. It's going to be what it's going to be. And here I am. I'm still putting money into it. I can't wait to show you guys the upgrades that are coming for it later next week. It's just going to be absolutely awesome. I hope you guys really enjoy. Comment what y'all think is going to be done to the truck next. I want to see how many y'all can probably guess it. No, not really any clues, I guess. But let's see what I'm curious to see what you guys would think I'm going to do to it next. Like I said, at some point this can turn into a crew cab dually. It's probably just going to be sold as a rolling chassis. I'm probably just going to scrap the bed and the cab. But the drivetrain is probably just going to all go, mostly. We'll see what the new 3500 frame I'll end up getting. We're still a little ways away from that yet, but just for future, Truck's a beast, though. It does what I need it to do. But I still feel this thing on stage 3 is faster than that with a 100 horsepower tune from Corey Willis. I really do think so. This thing on stage, I think Dad was running 2 on it at the time. It's 65, 75 horsepower, something like that. Smoked my LB7 with it on a 100 horsepower or 90 horsepower tune from Super Chips when I had the crappy Super Chip freaking garbage tuner. I mean, it was just absolutely. And he had his tool chest in here, loaded down, you know, topper, bed slide, all that good stuff. This thing is always hauling weight. And it just murdered my LB7. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, man. I don't understand that. But everything about this truck is shot. I mean, the tires are junk, they're cupped, and the freaking rims, you know, they're just complete and utter garbage. So there goes another few grand, you know. Just one thing after the other. I mean, it's had everything done to it, though, pretty much, other than the pump rub on the transfer case, which isn't having an issue. It's had the axles, the bearings, ball joints, it's bushings. It's other than the upper control arms and lower control arm bushings, this thing's had them all, everything done to it, front to back. But at the same time, you know, we're gonna have to dump probably upwards of $700-800 into heads or something like that, probably, depending. You know, it's the worst case. Yeah, worst case is the block is cracked or something. We really don't think that's the case, but it's still a strong runner, though. I would like to try and reuse these chrome, the stainless, because they are, well, maybe they're not stainless. Let's see, a little bit of rust. Yeah, they're pocked with rust. Maybe I won't. Those are, I always like that on here. Chrome front to back. This truck looks so freaking slick in its day, I tell you what. But yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that off for Dad's truck. I'm gonna have to just pull off the door handles because those are nice chrome. Actually, it's because he replaced those ones. The other side's pretty bad, I think. But this truck's been in an accident before. The bumper's been replaced. That fog light, the headlight, not the blinker. This side's all original. But let's see. Oh, the door handles. Oh, maybe he did get all new chrome or something. They don't look too bad. A little polish and they look mint. So this has Flow Pro exhaust on it. I believe it was. It says on the muffler, MagnaFlow. It's got MagnaFlow exhaust with a muffler, and I thought it sounded absolutely awesome. I already stole the bumper. I mentioned that in my other video. Tailgate's just rotten as all can be too. I mean, it's just everything about this truck is just shot. She's done, you know. You put all this money into a truck that ain't worth it, you know. So, take the parts off. The frame will probably be for sale at some point, but we're just gonna scrap the cab most likely. Oh, truck's still not sweet. Yeah, she's had her freaking day, I tell you what. The interior's still good though, like the seats and everything. I need to do like one of them ionizer machines or what, ozone machines to get the smell out of here because Dad smokes. But other than that, the seats are mint condition pretty much. For 280,000 miles, they'll keep your butt comfortable for a good long ways. And these are just the plain Jane seats with the, it's just got power front back. The seat cushion goes up and down, but it's manual everywhere else. But this truck was mint in its day. For 2005, it's got upgraded stereo that previous guy put in it. We put 200,000 miles on this truck in over 10 years, and it's just been an absolute tank. So it's kind of a sad thing to see it go, but it's also, you know, we're making it live on in other vehicles. So it is what it is. She's had her freaking day, that's for sure. So I mean, I don't know. I'll probably post the cab on on Facebook or something, as it just needs rockers. I'll get underneath there and I'll probably show you guys too. It looks like it might just need rockers. The cab would probably be good because it's structurally sound. There's no damage to the frame, the cab itself, no tweaking or no nothing. I mean, all the seams line up just beautifully. Nothing's been removed. Doors have never been removed. So every body line, every seam is just pretty well mint. So yeah, I'll get underneath it and I'll see what the bottom of the cab looks like. But I mean, that's why I thought, oh, we can just do rockers on, it'll be mint, you know. So we'll see.